Well, I'm here. I'm where you are. I'm at home. What's going on? It's Kris Fade, and every morning I do a radio show across the UAE, Dubai. And whilst we've got a lot of time on our hands, I'm just staying at home. What weird times that we're living in right now. And I've mentioned it on social media, I've mentioned it to friends that I'm talking to, I've even mentioned it to family. We're all in this together. We're all fearful somewhat, some of us going through anxiety, some of us are fine. But no matter what, we're going through this together, and it's the first time that any of us have really gone through this. Personally, I'm handling it all right. I'm keeping myself busy, and I'm doing what everyone's telling us to do, which is stay home. And I thought to myself, why don't I do this? Why don't I create something with my friends? And here it is. Stay home with Kris Fade and friends. So I've got on my phone and I'm literally going through saying, yo, you want to be on this thing that I'm creating at home? Because I want to find out how it is for you at home. And well, I'm getting a lot of yeses. So welcome to episode 1. Joining us is, take a look.
He is the former unified light welterweight boxing world champion. At the young age of 17, he became the youngest British world champion and was the youngest British Olympic medal winner. He is also a promoter, sponsor, and co-owner of Super Fight League and Super Boxing League. When he's not in the ring, he's raising money and donating supplies for the Amir Khan Foundation, which helps thousands of people across Pakistan. He is a fighter, a champion, but most importantly, he is a husband and a father to 3 beautiful children. Please welcome to Stay Home with Kris Fade and Friends. It's Amir Khan.
Amir Khan, welcome to Stay Home with Kris Fade and Friends. And honored to be you're one of my first friends on here, so I appreciate it, man.
No, thank you very much for having me on, and it's always a pleasure seeing you, man.
Mate, always a pleasure as well. Where are you? Where are you right now?
I'm in Bolton. I'm in England. Just at home with the family. Not been going out anywhere. I've just been just chilling at home and stuff. I'm getting some house stuff done while I am at home. Like just yesterday, I was sweeping up all the leaves. So just keeping myself busy, really, more than anything.
There's a new addition to the Khan family. Congratulations!
Oh, thank you very much. Yes. So we had a baby boy a month ago. His name is Xavier, and it's been a bit hectic since Xavier's been born. This coronavirus all started, so I not really had the chance to take him out anywhere or enjoy taking him for like a little walk in his pram. But it's nice to have a boy. Obviously, I've got 2 girls, which I love to bits. I'm always getting questions. People ask me that, are you gonna let him box? Are you gonna let him fight? And I don't think I'll ever be able to do that. I won't be able to see him being a boxer and taking a punch for a living. So I'm gonna do all the hard work for him. I'll take the punches for my kids, and hopefully they can live a better life.
So looking back on basically your career, you wouldn't want your little boy, or in fact your little girls, to get into the ring and do what daddy does. Why?
I wouldn't, because I know how hard it is, Chris, and days in, days out, you're away from your family, you have to diet, you have to train, you have to take punches to the head. I mean, it's not going to be safe for you, and I don't know how my parents do it, but imagine seeing your child getting punched in the head. I mean, I was a little bit different, I like that kind of sport, but I think on my wife's side, I think she's a little bit more softer, and I think my kids are going to be a little bit more gentle and soft. So I can't see him really taking a punch to the head. But look, that doesn't mean I'm going to stop them from one day walking into the boxing gym. Maybe they might want to put the gloves on. They might want to do a little bit of boxing training and stuff. But to watch them in a real fight might be a little bit difficult.
There's a lot of people that are watching this and who love to watch boxing or mixed martial arts, UFC, and we sit from the outside on the TV or as a spectator going, what's wrong with him? Oh, get up. Yeah. Oh, he's not. Yeah. From a professional athlete like yourself and one of the greatest boxers that will go down in history, how hard is it to do what you do. And in the moments of being in round 10, you've taken 50 hits to the body, 20 to the head. How hard is that moment?
You know what? It's a very difficult moment. You know, when you're in that boxing ring, you've got thousands of people watching you and telling you to keep your hands up, throw the left, throw the right, throw uppercut. But really, you're so focused on the fight. And, you know, you are going to make mistakes. You are going to get hit with a shot. You might get knocked down in a fight. But the people outside don't realize how hard you've trained, how ready you are. But it is a very lonely place when you're in that boxing ring, even though you have thousands of people watching you and you have millions of people around the world watching you fight. A very lonely place. It's you and your opponent and the referee in the ring. And all your job is to do is to stay focused and keep your head down and just let the punches go and stick to the game plan, really. It's a difficult sport, honestly. That's why I could never see my child in a fight, because I know how hard it is. You'll take a blow to the head. You'll take big blows to the body. Sometimes you'll be hit with a shot so hard that you think, wow, how am I going to recover from it? Your legs are gone. But mentally, you have to be a little bit sick in the head, be a fighter. Look, UFC fighters as well, because we can't be, to go into a fight knowing that you're going to get hit in the head, you're going to get hurt, you might get knocked down, you might get knocked out, is just a little bit crazy. And to know that and walk into a fight is a bit strange.
The thing that I think about is the fear factor. Are you scared going into the ring knowing that you could be dropped, that you could be knocked out?
Never. No, I never get scared. So I never get scared in a fight. When I'm walking to the ring, I'm nervous. I'm nervous thinking, why the hell did I pick this sport? I could have picked an easier sport like football or something, like a team sport. Yeah. But I'm on my own there, so I'm in control. Now, the people outside the ring are going to watch you, and they're not the ones that are in control. They're going to tell you to do this, do that. But, I know how hard it is. Sometimes they might be a little bit more nervous than you are because they're not in the driving seat. So with me, when I'm in that ring, my nerves disappear. They go away straight away. I am nervous before the fight, when I'm walking towards the ring, because I know that within minutes I'm going to be in fight mode. So the adrenaline's pumping in the body. I'm nervous. The heartbeat is rising. And what's going through my mind is all the hard work I've done in the training camp, how many hills I ran, how many hard sparring sessions I did. So that's what kind of drives me. So when I walk in that ring, I'm confident, and that's what gets me through a fight.
The hardest fight, is there one that sticks in your mind, the hardest fight that you've ever had in the ring?
The hardest fight I had in the ring was when I fought against Marcos Maidana. He was a tough Argentinian, and he came into the fight with a record of 31 wins, one loss and 30 knockouts. So I knew that I've got my hands full here, because if I let my guard down a little bit, this guy can bang and he can hit hard. He's knocked out literally 95% of his opponents. So I was really nervous in that fight. Walking into that fight, I was thinking, man, I could have picked the easier sport, man. What am I doing to myself? I was really scared. Then once I got into the ring and I got the first round out of the way, I think what helped me in that fight was when I knocked him down the first round. I hit him with a body shot, which he never expected. And I don't really throw that many body shots. But I hit him with a good body shot and he went down, and that kind of built my confidence back up again. And I went through the fight, won the fight. But it was one of the hardest fights I've ever had, because after the fight, probably after the 10th round, I was hit with a very hard shot, literally off my feet. I was still on my feet, but I was literally off, didn't know where I was. He hit me with a numerous amount of punches. I did not respond with anything back. After that punch, I do not remember anything that happened that night. I don't remember having my hand risen as I won the fight. I don't remember going to the hospital for a medical test. I don't remember going back to my hotel. Who put me to bed? I don't remember anything. So that's why I think, why do I want my kids to get into a sport like boxing? Because it can do a lot of damage to you.
All that happened, and obviously that hit you so hard that it affected your brain. Do you feel like it's affected you mentally at all in these later years?
To be honest with you, I don't think it has. No. I do start forgetting a lot of things. I do forget. I don't know if that's an excuse I use now, because I literally really do forget a lot of things. But then you have to remind me, and I'm like, oh yeah, that's what happened. Do you know, when you're getting punched in the head for a living, you are going to, them brain cells are going to go, you are going to get affected by it and be affected by it. Like, there comes days where my wife might tell me something and I'll totally just forget it. And it's not because I choose not to do that. I just don't remember it because obviously, and my excuse to that is, I go, babe, look, I get punched in the head for a living. So you have to understand, my job is getting hit in the head, and I've been hit with some big blows, man. So it is hard, boxing is a very difficult sport out there, and there comes days where sometimes you do forget a lot of things, and that kind of scares me a little bit because as I'm getting older, is it going to get worse?
I want to come back to boxing, but let's talk about why we're here and why I've put this together. Oh, hello.
Oh, this is, he said hi. This is Kris. Hi, Kris. She's got shy. So that's my 5-year-old. Yes, that's my 5-year-old. So look, everything I do, Kris, is for them. I want them to live a good life, not a spoiled life where they get what they want. I still treat them like, they have to be on their good behavior. If they want something, they have to, they have to achieve it, or they have to work for it. Because I've done it the hard way myself. I've done it hard throughout my whole life, and I want them to be that way as well.
If you're not a parent, sometimes you don't understand that. But as you go and fight in the ring, every win and everything you earn, I know for a fact, because I'm a father of 2 girls, it all you're thinking about is your kids, and whatever you're doing is going to them, right?
That's right. Everything I do now, when I go into training camp, when I go into a fight, my kids are my motivation. My family is my motivation. Everything I'm doing now is for them. And one day I want them to realize who their dad was and how big of a star he was and how big of a boxer he was. So everything I'm doing it for them. It is hard at times when you come home and you have a black eye, you have a cut on your eye, or you might have a busted lip or something. And they said, Daddy, what's happened to you? What happened here? And I don't like to tell them that I was in a fight. I was like, just playing outside and I got hurt.
Oh, that's cute, man. So your kids, they don't understand that daddy's a fighter, and that's what he does. I'm guessing, obviously, when they get older, they'll end up realizing, and I think that's important.
They'll understand it. And now, with my eldest, you just saw now, she started to understand that daddy's a boxer, and daddy, she'll go to her school and she'll say, my dad is a boxer. So they'll say, what's his name? And it's like, oh, Amir Khan. Oh, it's Amir Khan, your father. And she's like, oh yeah. And she's like so happy about it, and she's so proud about it. Then she says, oh, my daddy's got so many belts. He's won so many fights. He beats people up. And I'm like, well, those are the last bit.
That's adorable, man. I want to come back to fighting, and I want to come back to the family, but I want to talk about why we're here right now. It's called, obviously, Stay Home with Kris Fade and Friends. We're all staying home. I guess one of the interesting things where we are right now is no matter how much money you have, how famous you are, we're all in this together. It doesn't matter about the demographic or where you live around the world. We're all at home and we're all staying home. And I wanted to get an idea from different people from around the world and how it is for them to stay at home. You are a professional athlete. You are still training. You are still planning on fighting, I'm sure, from the headlines that I've heard. But how is it for Amir Khan to stay at home? Are you keeping busy? What are you doing? Tell us.
Okay, so as I've got older, I've started to spend a lot more time at home. As I've got 3 kids now, so I like to spend time at home and spend time with my family and my kids and my wife. I mean, a couple of years ago, I would have found this very, very hard because obviously I was always on the road. I was always going out. I was always being booked to be here, there, everywhere. But I've started to cancel a lot of things as I got a little bit older because I just don't have the energy at times, and I think it just exhausts me. It just gets me so tired. But now, being at home, I kind of like it. I like being around my kids. I like being at home and being that father to them. I don't want to be that father that's hardly seen his kids. I do the homework with my kids at night time. I read books to my kids before they go to bed. So I love that part, That's something money can't buy. But there does come time where I have to travel. I have to go training camp abroad. I might be there for a couple of weeks. So I get that time away from them. But at the same time, I do miss them to bits. And luckily nowadays we have like FaceTime, we have Skype, so we can talk to each other.
Are you still training? Are you doing any type of fitness at the home?
Yeah, so at the moment at the house, I go in the garden. I'll do like a training session. I'll have my kids to join me. So when I'm doing my press ups, my sit ups, my kids will join me. They'll do some training with me. It's quite hard being at home and not being in a proper boxing gym. Like I'll start to do some shadow boxing outside. I'll have the neighbors outside looking through the window saying, "What the hell is he doing?" You know, and but you know, it's so hard because even though I try to do as much as I can while I'm at home, but at the same time, it's not the same as being in a boxing gym, being in a boxing ring, hitting a boxing bag. But luckily, I've got like a running machine. I've got like a cross trainer. I've got a rowing machine. And I got some weights. So I'll do that. My kids will join me and join in. But it is quite difficult. But the main thing I'm getting from this is that it's giving my body a little bit of a break. It's giving me time to think about where I want to be in my career, where I want to go, what fight do I want next, who do I want to fight next, and also gives me time with my kids, really, my family. The main thing is, look, whatever it is, we just hope that, you know, we people are gonna be safe and people are gonna get better, and there's gonna be a cure for this. But at this moment of time, there's no cure, and more people are dying, and the numbers are massive. Like I think it was just yesterday, 800 people in the UK died. Now that scares you. Now I'm not even scared to go out anywhere. I stay indoors. I don't go out anywhere. Like my wife sent me out to get some milk the other day. I was like, oh, I ain't going out. Like I'll get it delivered to me. So I had to call one of my friends to drop it off to the house. I mean, there is something going on, but I just don't know what it is. But let's hope that everyone stays safe from it. And at the moment, like you said, the numbers are only going high. And I just saw another report today, which was that this next week coming is going to be where a lot of people are going to end up dying, and the virus is going to be at its peak. So that's really scary now. So I'm trying to keep my kids indoors as well now.
Yeah, you know, it's crazy. It's weird times. I said it earlier on my radio show where I said it's like we're in a movie, we're in a sci-fi movie, and we're talking about this virus. And even when I'm on the radio sometimes, and I'm saying stuff like, guys, you've got to make sure you're indoors, you've got to stay inside. I think, exactly. Where are we? What are we living in right now?
Yeah, but when something's out there which is going to poison the blood cells, I mean, that there must be something really big happening, because I mean, there must be so much going on that we don't know about. We don't really know the truth, and maybe one day the truth will come out and we'll be like, oh yeah, it was a 5G. But I mean, look, I'm not going to get too much into it because I'll probably get a knock on my door in a bit.
Well, and okay, so what Amir is referencing is, and if you can Google this later, but there's a bunch of articles on the internet, and it's up to you if you want to go look at it, and you can see the correlation between what they say with the coronavirus and with 5G, and you can have your own opinion and leave it there. There must be a few moments in your life that you will look back on when you're older and think, I can't believe that happened. I can't believe we did this. I'm not talking about boxing. I'm not talking about in the ring. Was there a moment that you'll look back on and go, I can't believe I did this? It was just wow.
I don't know. I mean, a lot of my life revolves around my boxing career, really. I've been boxing since at the age of 8, and I've done some things in my career which was a massive gamble, but it paid off, and I was like, oh, wow, like I'm so glad I did it. Now, if I didn't go to America and fight over there when I was 22, which was a big step, I was making a lot of money in the UK, and I went to America and fought there and took a pay cut of $1 million just to fight in America. I was getting a lot more money in the UK, and I said, look, I'm going to still go there. Now, I could have gone there, got beat, and never been able to make that big money in the UK again, because they would have said, you left us and we're not going to give you that same contract back again. I left my old promoter, went to America, took a pay cut, and that was something I risked because I gambled it, really. I said, look, either I do it now or I'll never be able to do it. And if I do it now and I hit it big, I'll make a lot more money. Financially, I'll be strong. And also, I'll make myself a massive name as well. Because one thing about America, which you cannot doubt, is that when you go to America and do something in America, you can become a global star. Doing anything in the UK, only the UK, maybe Europe will get to know, or maybe some other, maybe like Pakistan, because I've got my family from Pakistan. But when you do something in America, you become a global star. Like everyone follows America, and I think that's one thing that's always going to stick with me. That was the best move I ever made. It was a gamble at the time. Yes, I took a pay cut, but it was the best move I ever made, because after winning that one fight I had there, I fought again and I fought again in America, and I had like, I think one time I fought in America like back to back around about 6, 7 times. And a lot of fight people, like might have lost a lot of fans in the UK, but I gained a lot of fans worldwide, because in America, one thing about America, like people in Pakistan, people in Dubai didn't know who Amir Khan was. But when I started fighting in America, these people around these places, like I went to Malaysia one day on holiday, and people like, hey, you're the boxer Amir Khan, and I'm like, hey, where did you see me fight? They go, we saw you fight on HBO, or we saw you fight on, and they're all American TV channels. So I'm like, that's how powerful it is fighting in America. That's one thing about America, like I said before, you become a global star when you do something in America, and that's what I did, and it paid off, man.
You mentioned Pakistan earlier on, and obviously you do a lot of work in Pakistan with the Amir Khan Foundation. Not only have you been doing it for years, but especially during this time with the coronavirus, I just recently saw that you have now got packs going out to Pakistan. Can you tell us quickly what you're doing in Pakistan, but also what you're doing in the UK with the coronavirus? Because I think both those two are absolutely amazing.
Yeah, so just before coming online with you, I was doing my tweets and stuff. I was getting pictures and videos sent to me from Pakistan. So in Pakistan, I've given out 10,000 food packs for 10,000 families. Each food pack will contain rice, flour, powder milk, and other essentials. And there was queues and queues outside my boxing academy, which is the main area where I was gonna distribute it out of. And then I've got trucks waiting to load all the stuff and take it to rural areas like poor villages and places like that. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. That's what I've got going on at this moment in time. I had the Prime Minister's advisor at the press conference to announce that this is what we're doing, and it was full of media there. There was thousands of people outside queuing up, and I couldn't believe how many people attended and came and picked up food packs. Now that makes me happy, because I know that it's going to the right place, and I'm going to be helping these less fortunate people. Just an amazing thing, and I'm so happy I did that. And also building like orphanages in Gambia, Africa, and in the UK. What I've done is I offered my building. I've got a massive 60 square foot building with parking and everything, which I offered to the NHS, because I know that the numbers were going high on the coronavirus. And I offered it to them, and they said, it's an amazing gesture. Thank you very much, Amir. But at this moment in time, we don't need it. Now they've been back in touch, and they've said that we may need it, because obviously the numbers are getting big now, which isn't a good thing. But at the same time, it makes me happy that I can offer that building, and the reason I want to offer that building is so that way that the coronavirus victims can be in one building instead of being in a hospital. Because one thing about this virus, it spreads. Yeah. Now, even if someone's in a hospital for something else, the virus could get to them as well. So I've offered that to them, and also I've offered like food packs, and I've been visiting like the NHS, like call centers and stuff to meet, because they're the people that people forget about. The call centers where the phone calls get to. The first call you make to it's going to go to the NHS, and everyone forgets about them. So what I did was I took some food packs for them. I took some desserts. I took some cakes for them, and I just thanked them for the great work they're doing.
Well done, man. 3 quick questions. Greatest boxer of all time?
Muhammad Ali, without a doubt.
Greatest boxer right now?
At this moment in time, you'll have to say 2 fighters, either Terence Crawford or Lomachenko.
When and will Amir Khan retire?
Okay, so I think it's coming more towards the end of my career now. I've financially secured myself. I've had some big fights, won numerous world titles, fought at the biggest stage. Like my dream was only to win a world title and to fight one day at the Madison Square Garden and also at the MGM Arena. I've done that like twice, at both places. I've won 3 world titles in my career. So really, I've done more than I ever thought I would do. Um, I just love the sport to bits because it's what drives me, it's what keeps me fit, it's what keeps me focused, and it's something that's always going to be part of my life, you know. So, and but retiring, see, if I retire now, I might end up missing it, Chris, and I'm going to be like, I want to go back in the ring again and fight. And I know I never want to be in that position where boxing retires me. I want to retire before it retires me. So don't want to stay in there too long where I take too many punches to the head. Like every time you take a punch to the head, it could be the last punch you take, and you might not be in the right place. I want to spend time with my family once I retire. I want to be okay. I want to be fine. I want to be ready and be a normal person, be a father to them, and take them out and about. I never want to be one of them fighters who's taking too many shots to the head and he can't really look after his family. So, like I said, so I can only count on probably one or two more fights. I give it one or two more fights. I want to finish on a high. I want to finish with a big bang. Manny Pacquiao is one name I'm trying to get. He's a huge name in boxing. That's one name I want to fight. There's talks about me going back to Saudi Arabia, putting a fight on over there. Maybe one day before I call it a day, there's a big fight in Dubai that can happen. So, you know, I'm hoping for these things. But like I said, I've got very little time. So I say within a year's time, I think I'll be retired.
I finish off this series by asking the same question. I'm going to ask it to you, Amir Khan. As soon as we get back to somewhat normality, whatever that is going to be, what's the first thing you're going to do when you don't have to stay at home?
I'm going to take my kids to the park. I'm going to probably jump on the swings myself, go down the slides myself. I'm just going to enjoy just walking around, being out and about, and also go to the malls and go for a nice walk around the mall and just be nice to meet people and shake their hands and say hello to them, because I still, like, even if I go out, people like wave at me or they'll want to shake my hand or they want to take a picture, but they can't because they can't get too close to me. So I can't wait to be just normal again and live that normal life and start meeting people and talking to people, because I'm a very talkative person. I love meeting people. I love speaking to people about things and, you know, giving people a hug and, you know, shaking hands with people and stuff. So can't wait to get back to normal lives and, you know, drop my kids off back to school and stuff. Can't wait for that.
And like I say to just everyone that I meet who asks me about you, you're an absolute gentleman. You're a legend inside and outside the ring.
Thank you very much, man.
God bless.
And I'm the first one.
You're the first one.
Oh, thank you for even thinking of me to make me the first one. I mean, that to me means a lot. So thank you very much.
You're a legend, bro. Once again, Amir Khan.
See you soon, bro. Take care. All the best. Say to your family and the kids.
Well, there he is. Just one of the many friends going to be joining us here on Stay Home with me, Kris Fade and Friends. Thank you to Amir Khan for joining us. Have you ever thought about becoming a professional fighter, boxer? For many years I did, and now absolutely no chance. They're a lot tougher than most of us. All right, here we are as we stay home. Most of us are doing it, but there are still a few selected people around where you live that feel the need not to stay home. And I plead with you, wherever you are right now, if this has come across you, don't do it for yourself, but do it for someone else. You may be saving another person's life. Just remember that. Until next time, I'll catch you. This is Stay Home with me, Kris Fade and Friends. I'll see you soon.